Hello, fourth graders. It's Miss Leon. We are going to be moving into the next session in our literary essay unit of writing. The first time that we met, we were really talking about noticing specific details within our story and using sentence stems or thought prompts to extend our verbal thoughts and thinking into writing. So that way we were able to see proof of the thoughts that we were extending and explaining further. Today, our teaching point is going to be thinking about characters and character traits. So to begin with, I would like to give you guys just a visual representation of characters and character traits. So there are emotions and there are traits when we are talking about characters. Knowing the difference is extremely important. A character emotion describes how a character feels at a certain time. You would be asking, how does the character feel right now? Feeling words would be things like scared, surprised, angry, upset, embarrassed, jealous, or excited. Those are emotions. Those are feelings. Character traits are different. And I know that that is something that's a kind of a confusing thought or a confusing concept. Character traits describe the character's personality. How are they as a person? It's how they usually behave. So, do they behave in a kind way? Please be careful using the word kind. At times, I find it is a bit overused. If you're saying a character is kind, I'm really wanting you to back that up to show how that character is kind. Are they just being nice or are they kind? You would have to give specific examples showing how they are kind, or even how they are bossy, shy, outgoing, brave, confident, selfish, hardworking, or generous. Those are traits. Those are how characters behave. How they feel are emotions. In our last learning of how to write a literary, as I mentioned before, we were growing ideas by using those thought prompts. Today, we're going to be studying again characters, their traits, how they behave, their motivations, what do they want or what are they trying to achieve, their struggles, that means what's standing in their way, how the character is changing within the story, and their relationships with other characters within the text. To help us in this learning, we're going to refer back to our text, Fox. And I would like to look at dog again. And I would like to kind of see what we can highlight about dog as a character and his traits, not how he feels, but how he behaves. So from the text, it says, days, perhaps a week later, she wakes, meaning Magpie, with a rush of grief. Dog is waiting. He persuades her to go with him to the river bank. Hop on my back, he says. Look into the water and tell me what you see. Sighing, Magpie does as he asks. Reflected in the water are the clouds and sky and trees and something else. I see a strange new creature, she says. That is us, says Dog. So, what is it that we are noticing about Dog? I'm noticing that when Magpie wakes up days or weeks later, that Dog is there and he's waiting for her. He hasn't gone anywhere. He has continued to be by her side. That to me shows me that dog is caring. That's not how he feels, that's how he is acting. He is acting caring. He even is showing probably patience. He's been there for quite some time. So I think that we should be pushing ourselves to see if maybe there's more to this. Maybe rereading and leaving space for us to have more ideas about dog. So when we're here, what is it that we can say more about dog? When he takes her to the water, he says to her, that is us, right? Why does he say that? That is us. And he's looking at the water. So he's taking this time and showing her more. So maybe dog is doing all this and spending this time with her, maybe because he's lonely. And now he's just glad to have somebody with him and to maybe start having a friend. I would like us to continue this work, this time now looking at Magpie. We want to look for her motivations. What is it that she wants? What traits does she have? How is she behaving? What are her relationships like? So this time we're going to maybe push you a little bit more to do some more thinking on your own. Reading closely, thinking about the details in the text about Magpie. As you can see back here at the text, I'll reread it for you. I see a strange new creature, she says. That is us, says Dog. Now hold on tight. With Magpie clinging to his back, he races through the scrub, past the stringy barks, past the clumps of yellow block trees, and into the blueness. He runs so swiftly, it is almost as if he were flying. Magpie feels the wind streaming through her feathers, and she rejoices. Fly, Dog, fly. I will be your missing eye, and you will be my wings. So in this conversation, what big ideas do you have about Magpie and her traits, her motivations, her struggles, her relationships? Maybe you're noticing that Magpie has shifted from being upset and negative and in despair to now she's starting to sound happy, right? We use the word rejoiced. Rejoice means happiness. That is a big change from before, right? I'm thinking that maybe Magpie is needing a friend too, because before she was alone in all of this. She had nothing. She had this broken wing and she couldn't fly, and she was pretty negative and just hopeless almost. So maybe she's thinking that, she can get something that she needs or that she wants from Dog. And that could be the next best option to flying on her own, to have Dog do the running, and it gives her that feeling of being able to fly again. So expert readers, when they're reading these kinds of texts, really know what pieces of the text to give special attention to kind of help them build their ideas within their literary essay, so that when they're making these claims, they know which parts they can use to help support this thinking and to prove their point further. So remember to study characters, the traits, that means how they behave, their motivations, what they want, their struggles that's standing in their way or giving them a challenge, any changes in how they act, and their relationships with other characters within the text.